Test.
I think they're still trying to pry a lineup out of Valley Center.
I just asked Alexis to go after lunch. She'll dog him.
Dawson didn't even have one there a little bit ago. Like, good grief. You gotta freaking know who you're playing by now, I think.
I think so. What's these guys' record?
I got him at 7-16.
So we got a shot tonight. Have we beat them? Have we played them?
They played him once and it ended up being a forfeit loss.
No.
That was a game that kid broke his ankle for Valley Center in the third inning. And it was a 12, geez, they were already behind like 12-2 or something like that, 13-2.
Yeah.
And, you know, they had to call an ambulance. And by the time that was done, that's that field without lights. And Park City was supposed to play the second game that day.
Yeah.
And that was a good hour delay, and they took a long time, talked it over, and just said, call it. So officially goes in the book as a 9-0 loss per person.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago. That's go back in the 1st of June.
I got it.
You are the man.
Woman.
No woman, sorry. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Got it fast.
Woman!
Of course, they don't have first names.
No. That doesn't make it impossible.
Strong. Position right field.
Oh, the AC is kicking.
I mean, I can tell you first names.
Oh, you can't?
I've got the stat sheet for them.
Well.
As long as the numbers are match up.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You've been to their away game, right?
I went to the one that was the forfeit game. The kid broke his
Oh,
ankle.
yeah, I remember that one.
British.
Fritch.
British.
This has got it as Fritch. And it looks like he tried to put an extra I in there.
Rich.
Yeah.
Is that lunts or lunts?
Lawns.
Lunts.
With an O. Aretha Franklin version.
Oh my gosh. Or
We
the
don't want to be here that long.
Roseanne Barr version either. When you want to read down the list of first names, you got a second? I'll take those from you.
Okay, let me get him.
Sure. Yeah,
Get in
yeah,
here.
just whenever you're ready, I'm good. Okay. Yeah, I've seen them, but are these like is it Hometown Outdoor Power?
No, it's Johnny Mansfield.
What is it again, Tyler? Who's the
John
game
Mansfield.
sponsor? John Mansfield?
Mansfield.
Mansville. Yeah.
Mansville. John Mansville.
So that's
I can do that on YouTube.
Soak in the AC before I go in the hot air.
Fish man?
What's up, Steve?
How much?
Anything changed on this page?
No, it's all the same tools, like meatballs, everything. It's for the drum
Stretch.
Hey,
yeah,
Stretch.
Activator.
Okay.
They got a real nice start.
Just in case, all right. 6:45.
Very
What
hard
time
to
do you want to
get
start?
Yeah, that's what it sounded like.
But the middle,
I think they're just
the middle
gonna
of
give
the
you the
line
thumbs up.
is
Okay.
creepy as
I
hell.
saw them behind.
Is there a national anthem ready to go on here?
Yes, it is.
Okay. So,
They kept throwing Tyler Brown a good pitch on the first pitch every time up. I think he was 3 or 4 of his hits were on the first pitch.
Here?
Yes.
Ehrlich is here.
A sponsor.
Your
Sponsor is here.
They
Okay.
say your guy that sings the anthems here.
Oh, he is?
I've
Okay.
seen him running around.
Okay. Then Tyler needs to find you too. All right.
Ready?
I'm ready.
It's Adam Schraub,
Adam Straw.
Jesus Rojas,
Jesus Rojas.
Grant Lung,
Grant
Grant
with a G. Okay. Okay.
Dermott, Dermot, Fritz,
Brooks. Okay.
Vince Montz,
Vince Montz.
Sam Ross.
Why can't they all be like that?
I know. Aaron Gertis.
Aaron Curtis.
At least that's what I'm going with.
They're pretty good.
No,
No?
7-16, about the same record. 7-15, 7-16.
Okay. Who's good in our division besides Wellington? Wellington and the Cannons.
The Cannons, there's the two.
After those two kind of separated themselves, haven't they?
Yeah, the Curve and the Pipeliners and the Daubers, and
Rangers.
then the Rangers are the worst. Yeah. This is a pretty big game. They can get into that final, take charge of that final tournament spot.
They just throw strikes. I mean, they play pretty good defense.
First strikes and gets with runners in scoring
Well, Taco's
position.
up here. I don't know. I thought he was getting ready for the anthem, but I don't know if he switched something over.
Royals lost in the ninth. They tie it in the ninth, and
Then lost.
Barlow comes in and immediately gives it up.
Ah.
God, they've lost a lot of tough games. Their bullpen is just so bad. I mean, Peralta only threw 2 pitches the other night and lost. Gave up a walk.
Well, I gotta admit, I've been really bad this year. I just have not. I have not watched them. Well, I've been doing a lot more of this, but when they got off to that, I watched them the first couple of weeks, and they were so awful.
What was their bullpen, man?
Yeah, they started 0-8.
They won their first 2 and then lost 10 in a row. But
That's it.
about 6 of them were games they led. So
Yes.
they had to think their record, and they are up 1, tied, or down 1
Is
after
awful.
6 innings. They've only won 4 games.
Only won 4 of those.
4 and 20 innings.
Another slide.
Wow.
That tells you how bad the bullpen's been.
I'm not sure which is off, which is on.
Testing.
There you go, Fish. I can hear you.
There he is. No music.
What's the music?
God dang, I left my phone at home. Oh well. Hopefully nobody calls me.
That Red Sox Yankees game never ended.
Yeah, 17-13.
Dang.
It was 6-6 after pause. And it wasn't that much of the ballpark's so small. They were just
Play at
rotating.
Yankee Stadium.
They're playing over at London.
Oh, that's
It was only 380 to center.
380 to center.
Yeah. 330 down the line is 380 to center. God dang, I left my phone at home. Hopefully nobody tries to get a hold of it.
Why don't this work?
What's up?
Music.
No music?
Got volume on this.
And it was working, right? At least it was when I was getting here.
Is the power button down or is down on or is up on? On the, yeah, so the button,
Supposed to be playing right
slide.
now?
The button slide, is down, is that on or off?
It was pushed in. Need to be pushed in.
That's what I'm asking. I don't know which one's which.
Do you have anything playing right now? Or supposed to be playing right now?
Jazz playing right now.
It is playing right now.
way down.
Is the volume turned down?
Come on, man.
Come on, fish man.
Everybody, and welcome to Pipeliner Baseball this evening here on the Ad Astra Sports Network as the Pipeliners back at home for another homestand, and tonight they will be taking on the Valley Center Mud Daubers. Scott Hogan with you on what can be described as nothing less than a brutally hot evening settling in here in McPherson. It was still 99 degrees about a half hour ago. And you tack in the humidity and just a light south wind, and it is very hot down there on the field for these two teams this evening as the Pipeliners look to try to get a winning streak going after an exciting victory the other night against the Kansas Curve down in Goddard, 7-5. A nice start for Harry Park on Wednesday, went 6 1/3, gave up 4 runs on 6 hits. He struck out 6 and walked 3. But the story of the night, other than Park, was the middle of the lineup for the Pipeliners as Jake Selko went 3 for 4 with a double, an RBI, and 2 runs scored. Tyler Brown, 5 for 5, all singles. He drove in 2, including the game winner in the 9th. And then Kevin Fleischer went 2 for 4 with a double, and he drove in 3 as the Pipeliners broke out of a 4-game slide and improved to 7-15 overall.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
And 5-8
Welcome to
in the
Edward Jones Stadium
South
for
Central
tonight's
Conference
game between the
as
Valley
they take
Center
on
Mud
the Valley
Daubers
Center Mud Daubers
and
for the
your
first time,
McPherson
hopefully
Pipeliners.
a full game tonight.
I'm Jason
If you
Fish,
remember
coming to you
clear
from
back
the Williams press box.
in early June, I believe it was June 2nd, it was a 9-0 forfeit loss for the Pipeliners against Valley Center. That was a game that involved the terrible injury, a broken ankle to Tyler Seabolt in the 3rd inning when the Pipeliners were down 10 runs. And after the long medical delay, and then the Park City Rangers supposed to play again that day as well, the game was declared a forfeit, so it went down officially as a 9-0 loss. So hopefully we're going to see a full 9 innings this evening between the Mud Daubers and the Pipeliners. The Pipeliners got the day off yesterday, and Valley Center picked up a 12-11 win against Park City. And they are 6-9 in the South Central Conference. So if you're looking ahead to the tournament in the latter part of July, this is an important game in the standings as the Pipeliners battling for that 4th and final spot in the league tournament. So again, our game tonight, we do have game and media sponsors both for this evening. John Mansville is our game sponsor. So we'll have our John Mansville player of the game at the conclusion of tonight's contest. And then Sam and Natalie Park, again, our media sponsors tonight. So a big shout out to them down in Frisco, Texas. And we'll talk more about them as we move along through this evening. As Valley Center, we're going to put Chris Sherrick on the mound tonight.
In center field.
And we'll take a look
from
at his
Lavaca,
numbers as soon as I
Arkansas,
can find them. This will be his
24,
fifth
Ray
appearance of the year. He's
Lozano.
0-1. He's thrown 19 innings,
In right field,
giving up 14
from
runs, 12 of them
Kansas,
earned on 22
number
hits, and
44,
Sherrick's ERA
Aaron
is
Eshelman.
5.68.
Starting at catcher.
He has walked
from
just
Hurst,
2,
Texas, number
struck out
5,
13, and
Grant
hit 4
Plunkett.
batters. And
At
on the
second
mound,
base,
Adam
from
Tabor is
Corpus
going to get the
Christi,
start
Texas,
tonight for the
number
Pipeliners.
11,
He pitched
Chris
really well in
Sanchez.
his last outing that we saw.
And
That was
your
against the
starting pitcher
Cannons
from
down in
Brighton,
Augusta.
Colorado,
And this is
number
Tabor's
6,
4th appearance. He's
Adam
1-0. He's
Tabor.
thrown 13 2/3. Get up 11 runs,
Ladies
9
and
of them
gentlemen,
earned
at this
on
time, if you would
14
remove your
hits
hats,
and a
please rise for the
5.93
singing of our
ERA.
national anthem,
As we'll
performed
pause for
by
the
Army
national
veteran
anthem and be back with
Darren
your starting
Ehrlich.
lineups here on the Ad Astra Sports Network.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Let's go.
Tonight's game is sponsored by John Mansville.
Well, welcome
And
back
here
to
to
our
throw out
Pipeliner
our first
pregame
pitch
show.
is
As you see
Mindy
the
Lanning.
Little Liners from the camp yesterday evening, a great success once again this year with all the Pipeliner players, and the Little Liners from 6 to 9 last night had a great time, and everybody learned a lot as they're out there here in the pregame with the Pipeliner players as the Liners take the field. We were looking at Adam Tabor's numbers, and he's thrown 13 2/3, giving up 11 runs, 9 of them earned on 14 hits, a
And that's a strike to start the
5.93
Thank you,
ERA.
Mindy Lanning, for throwing out that
Tabor has
first
walked
pitch.
just
Thanks
2. He's hit
to
3
John
and struck
Mansville
out
for
8
being tonight's game
on
sponsor.
the season. And the batting lineup this evening for the Mud Daubers, leading off will be the right fielder Adam Schrog. Batting second is the third baseman Jesus Rojas. Grant Lung will bat third and play second. Your cleanup hitter is the shortstop Dermot Fritz. Vince Lotz will bat fifth and play first base. The DH Sam Ross is batting sixth. Batting seventh is the center fielder Aaron Gertis. Batting eighth Cole Embry, he'll be out in left. And rounding out the Valley Center batting lineup is the catcher Nathan Meredith. And a quick look at the batting lineup for the Pipeliners. Daniel Arroyo will DH tonight and lead off. Julian Hunt will play shortstop and bat second. Jake Selko is out in left this evening. He'll bat third. Batting cleanup is your third baseman Tyler Brown. Kevin Fleischer will bat fifth and play first base. Batting sixth is Ray Lozano. He gets the start in center field. The right fielder Aaron Eshelman bats seventh. Batting eighth is Grant Plunkett, the catcher. And batting ninth will be Chris Sanchez. He gets the start out at second base. And here just below the triple degree mark, we're still in the mid to upper 90s at first pitch this evening. Wind again blowing out to left today, probably about 10-15 mile an hour. And some great tailgating, a couple of tents out there even for some shade. Nice crowd on hand, which should be an entertaining ball game this evening. Scott Hogan with you on the Ad Astra Sports Network and streaming live through YouTube.
As it will be Adam Schrog to lead off for the Mud Daubers. Comes in hitting .333. He's got 3 doubles, and he's driven in 3. And Adam Tabor starts him off with a fastball low for ball 1. Schrog has walked 3 times. And Tabor misses high and away. 2 balls, no strikes. Maybe a number you'd like to see a little bit higher out of a leadoff man. Just 3 walks on the season. The 2-0 fouled back. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. And Tabor, he's a quick worker. He gets the sign he wants, and he's got the pitch coming. 2-1. He pops him up, middle of the infield. Looks like Julian Hunt's called everybody off. He makes the catch for out number 1.
Now batting third baseman Jesus Rojas.
Bringing up Jesus Rojas, the third baseman. Rojas is hitting .234. He's doubled a couple of times, has a homer, and he's driven in 5. And Adam Tabor's first pitch is low for ball 1. Mud Daubers, gray pants, black jerseys with the yellow numerals. Outside corner strike from Adam Tabor. It's 1-1. And the Pipeliners tonight going the black jerseys as well. There's a high fly deep left center field. Selko looks back, and it's at the base of the wall and gets away from him. But Lozano doing a nice job backing up Selko. Gets it in and holds Rojas to a double. As that hit right at the base of the left center field wall. Rojas
now batting second baseman Grant Lung.
Didn't really get it up high enough to get it out of here, but a runner in scoring position with 1 down for Grant Lung. Lung hitting .385. He's doubled 3 times. He's got a homer. Leads the team in walks. He's walked 13 times, and he's driven in 14. Also leading the team. The lefty fouls it back and out of play, strike 1. Following Lung will be Dermot Fritz. Tabor with the 1-strike pitch, and it's pulled right into the Mud Dauber dugout by Lung. No balls, 2 strikes. Middle of the infield, you got Hunt almost positioned behind the bag at second with the lefty up. 2-strike pitch stays high, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Tabor got Schrog to pop out in the middle of the infield, and then Rojas doubled. And the 1-2 high and away to Lung, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Very nice crowd here on this Saturday night. Fastball low and in, and the count full on Lung after it was 0-2. And Fritz will bat next for the Mud Daubers. Tabor with the payoff. That's hit high in the air to left center field. Lozano tracks it down and makes the catch for out number 2. Tabor a chance to get out of the inning. No damage if he can get
Now batting
Fritz.
shortstop Dermot Fritz.
Fritz is hitting .315. 7 doubles, and he's knocked in 12. 7 doubles, easily leading the team. Fastball in there, strike 1.
Moving your feet infield. Moving your feet.
Recently, with the struggles, the Pipeliners have gotten behind in games early. They got on top Wednesday, and he pops him up. This could be trouble. Shallow center field, but Sanchez able to backtrack and makes the catch. That retires the side. No runs on 1 hit and 1 left. So we head on to the bottom of the first. No score. The Pipeliners and the Mud Daubers. You're listening to Pipeliner Baseball here on the Ad Astra Sports Network.
Ad Astra Radio is a proud supporter of the McPherson Pipeliners. Locally owned and proud to call Central Kansas home, Ad Astra Radio is your source for local news, weather, and sports content. Online at adastraradio.com and on the Ad Astra Radio app.
Bottom of the first inning, the Pipeliners coming up, no score. With Valley Center and McPherson, it'll be Daniel Arroyo, Julian Hunt, and Jake Selko. In our player of the game tonight will be the John Mansville player of the game. He's our great game sponsor tonight. And again, Sam and Natalie Park for the third time are our media sponsors tonight. We'll talk about that as well as we move through the evening. Daniel Arroyo is DHing tonight. And he leads off for the Pipeliners, coming in hitting .236. Arroyo has knocked in 10. He's doubled twice. Again, it's Chris Sherrick on the mound. I believe Sherrick got the start in the only matchup earlier in the season between these two. He's going to utilize just the stretch. And side armor misses inside, ball one. Yukamoto has been leading off the past couple of games, but Trey getting the evening off. So Arroyo slides back into the leadoff as he takes strike one. The count 1-1. We'll look around the infield and the field for Valley Center. Arroyo took inside. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. You got Meredith behind the plate, Rojas at third, Fritz at short, Lungs at second with Lawrence at first base. There's a 2-1, pops up right side of the infield. Looks like the second baseman, Lung. He calls for it and makes the catch for out number 1.
Now batting shortstop, Julian Hunt.
Bringing to the plate, Julian Hunt. Hunt hitting .357, playing in his 14th game tonight. He has homered once, and he's knocked in 6. First sign shook off by Sherrick. And the side armor fires in, strike 1 to Julian Hunt. Mud Dauber outfield, Embry's in left, Gertis in center, and Schrog is in right.
Oh, yeah?
A 1 strike pitch well inside. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. And we're here at Edward Jones Stadium in the Williams press box, as we have been all season long here at home. 1-1 pitch and went off speed, and strike 2 on the outside part of the plate to Julian Hunt. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Sherrick, a very deliberate worker. This is outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. And really nice crowd on hand this evening. Again, the start of a homestand for the Pipeliners. 2-2 pitch, bouncing ball out to second, long over to first, and there's 2 away.
Now batting left fielder.
That'll bring up Jake Selko, the left fielder tonight. Selko hitting .357 coming in. 3 doubles, 2 homers, team leading 16 runs batted in. And he's walked 12 times, that second only to Grant Plunkett, who's got 16. Selko. That one. Okay, and it's, okay, if you know the history from the first game of the season, it was Selko that was at first when the young man from Valley Center broke his ankle, Tyler Seabolt. This pitch was behind him right here. Tensions were pretty high. Some felt that, Selko, the throw to first when Seabolt broke his ankle, it pulled Selko a little bit into the line, but there was actually no contact between the 2 players. And some wonder there. Selko takes a strike. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. And the umpire, also knowing the history, I think he just is trying to make sure he keeps a lid on things. Now the 1-1 pitch misses outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Selko batting with the bases empty, 2 away. Bottom of the first, no score. And Selko takes low, 3-1. Well, Selko could get around on one. You look out in right, and Schrog is way over into right center field. 3-1, grounded to first, took a high hop, but Lance able to snag it. And the Pipeliners will go in order. So we head to the 2nd inning. No score between the Pipeliners and the Mud Daubers as we're here at Edward Jones Stadium and the Williams Press Box. 2 of our great major sponsors tonight. I'd like to also thank Home State Bank, People's Bank and Trust, Cheatham Construction, several of our major sponsors. Our game sponsor tonight, and our player of the game will be the John Mansville player of the game. A big thank you to Sam and Natalie Park being our media sponsors tonight. As we did the other evening, want to look at several charities tonight they wanted us to highlight. MCDS, Multi-Community Diversified Services. They provide support to individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities so they can live as independently as possible. And located at 2107 Industrial Drive, you can find out more at mcds-ks.org or give them a call if you want to donate your time or money. 620-241-6693. And that's just one of the 4 we'll look at tonight. As we move into the 2nd inning, we'll also talk about our need for media sponsors for quite a bit of the rest of the season we have coming up. Right now we are not scheduled to cover the doubleheader tomorrow between the Wellington Heat. That's the next game up on the schedule as Vince Lance, the first baseman, leads off, and Tabor misses ball 1. Lance comes in hitting .364. Grounds one slowly to first. Fleischer will take it himself. And the leadoff man retired here in the 2nd and bringing up the DH,
designated hitter
Sam Ross. Ross playing in his 10th game of the summer. He's hitting .222. He has homered once, and he's knocked in 4. That Tabor fastball just below the belt called strike 1. And here's one down the line, slicing, and it's well hit. A diving attempt, was that in fair territory? It was. And on his way to third with the triple is Sam Ross. Diving attempt, Eshelman couldn't quite catch up with it right at the foul line. The wind didn't push it back quite enough for Eshelman to catch up with
Now
it.
batting center fielder Aaron Gertis.
And the go-ahead run here in the second, 90 feet away for the center fielder, Aaron Gertis. He's hitting .250. Infield comes in early on in the ball game as it's outside to Gertis for ball 1. Gertis has driven in 5. He's got a double and a triple. 1-0 grounder, and right to Hunt. He looks the runner back, fires to first, so the pulled in infield works beautifully. And there's 2 away, and again, Tabor will have a chance to get out of this inning, no damage, and he'll face the left fielder, Cole Embry. Embry hitting .240 on the season. No extra base hits. He has knocked in 2. He's walked 11 times. He pops one up left side in foul territory. Can anybody catch up with it? And it will fall for strike 1. So Ross with the triple. That was the second hit of the game. Both have been extra bases for the Mud Daubers. They had a Rojas double in the first. And Tabor, the fast worker, had to step off as Brown and Hunt weren't quite back to their positions after chasing down that foul ball. Now the 1-strike pitch. Fastball is outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. As action already in the Mud Dauber bullpen. Here's the 1-1 pitch. And this one misses for ball 2. It's 2-1. And the 2-1 offering. Oh, he went breaking pitch and it's fouled off. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Runner at third, 2 down, top of the second, no score. Tabor checking the runner at third. Now the 2-2 pitch went up with the fastball. It's fouled back. That's a good observation. That's not just throwing to get loose. It does look pretty serious out in the Valley Center bullpen, like they may bring in a pitcher pretty soon. 2-2 stays high. 3 balls, 2 strikes. This could be one of those pitcher by committee nights for Valley Center. As Tabor brings in the payoff to Embry and went to the off speed and it's pulled foul. Ross with the 1-out triple is at third. There are 2 down, and the second payoff pitch to Cole Embry. Ground ball towards Sanchez. Tosses the first. That will retire the side, so to Adam Tabor, a beautiful job getting out of the inning, no damage. We head to the bottom of the second after no runs, 1 hit, 1 left for the Valley Center Mud Daubers, who are knotted up at 0. The Pipeliners and the Mud Daubers here on the Ad Astra Sports Network. Again, we mentioned the upcoming schedule. Right now, we are not scheduled to cover the doubleheader tomorrow against the Wellington Heat, and then we're still checking on the schedule. We will have probably either the Monday or Tuesday game at home against Park City on Monday or the Cannons on Tuesday. Then we'll have the 4th of July game on Thursday, but we are down to just about 3 or 4 more games we can cover with sponsors, and then we are in need of your help We've got right now a couple of doubleheaders coming up and 7 solo games that we need your help with. If you could help sponsor a game, they're $175 if you want to do a doubleheader. We got 2 of those coming up. One of them against the Mud Daubers on the 13th of July. And one tomorrow, as we mentioned, or the single games coming up. We got a bunch of them. We got a few left on the road, but most are at home. Those start at $150, and each game you sponsor goes right on down,
Third baseman,
to
Brown.
$100 a game. So if you're a business or a parent or a fan and you want to hear the rest of the season, please contact me, 620-897-7060, or any Pipeliner staff. Let's try to get the rest of the season right here online. As we start the bottom of the second, Tyler Brown leads off. Swing and a miss on a fastball, strike 1. Brown 5 for 5 on Wednesday. He raised his average to .406. 6 doubles and a couple of home runs. He's driven in 14, and he laces one out to left center field on a breaking pitch. And Brown is now 6 for 6 in his last 6 plate appearances, stretching back to Wednesday.
Fleischer.
And it'll bring up Kevin Fleischer, the first baseman. Fleischer went 2 for 5 and drove in 3 on Wednesday. Playing in his 7th game, he's hitting .391. And Fleischer belts one to right center field into the gap. Brown heading to third. They're going to wave him home. And we'll see if we get a relay to the plate. Here it comes. The throw, hit first slide safe, and the throw gets away, so Fleischer to third. And it's 1-0 Pipeliners. So what you have there is an RBI double and an error on the play. So just like the other night, the middle of the lineup comes through early on.
Now batting center fielder Ray Lozano.
Bring up Ray Lozano. Lozano came out of the pen on Wednesday. He gets to start in center field tonight. He takes the breaking pitch and a very low strike call. And that one down around the ankles, called strike 1. Lozano comes in hitting .267. I'd like to see him get something in the air here to the outfield, which he does. High fly to right. Not very deep. Fleischer is going to tag, and it falls in for a hit. And the throw home's got him by a mile. You should have held him up there, as shallow as that was hit. And that knocks down your lead runner, as that ended up being very, very shallow, and Fleischer was easily out at home for out number 1.
Right fielder Aaron Eshelman.
And Lozano gets the single to bring up Aaron Eshelman, the right fielder. And definitely a situation you should have just kept Fleischer at third. First pitch to Eshelman, he shows kind of a half-hearted bunt and takes strike 1. Eshelman comes in as a .288 hitter with a couple of doubles, a couple of home runs. He's driven in 13. There's a toss over to first. Lozano 1 for 2 in steals. Time Lozano, that's a pretty good lead. He takes off, and it's a bunt. Back to the mound. Sherrick will have a play at first for out number 2. Moving Lozano into scoring position. Sacrifice for Eshelman, and there's 2 down for the catcher, Grant Plunkett.
Now batting catcher, Grant Plunkett.
Plunkett hitting .154. A couple of homers, and he's doubled twice. 8 runs batted in, and a chance to try to make this 2-0. First pitch in there, strike 1. Last game here at home, this is when Plunkett hit his second home run. That was in the loss to the Cannons. Off-speed pitch in there, strike two. No balls, 2 strikes. Plunkett got most of the night off on Wednesday. Roger Valoria caught a pretty nice game on Wednesday. Valoria with a couple of hits. A 2-strike pitch to Plunkett. Swing and a miss. And that will retire the side. 3 hits in the inning. Just 1 run scores. 1 error and 1 left. So we head on to the 3rd inning. It's now the Pipeliners 1 and the Mud Daubers nothing. Is from Edward Jones Stadium here in the Williams press box. You're listening to Pipeliner Baseball on the Ad Astra Sports Network.
Kicks Country 106 is McPherson's country station and your source for local news, weather, and sports content. Join Aaron West afternoons on The Drive for your chance to win concert tickets and more. Streaming on the Ad Astra radio app, today's best country, Kicks Country 106.
Top of the 3rd inning, 1-0 McPherson. As they lead the Valley Center Mud Daubers. And it'll be the 9-1 and 2 hitters, Nathan Meredith. Then the top of the lineup, Adam Schrog and Jesus Rojas. The Mud Dauber catcher, Nathan Meredith, comes in hitting 143. He takes inside for ball 1. Meredith has a double, and he's driven in a pair of runners this year. And the 1-0, he hits it right at Eshelman in right field for out number 1. And back to the top of the lineup, and Adam Schrog.
Right fielder Adam Schrog. And the 3rd inning is sponsored by Central Christian College, serving as a reminder that
Schrog started the game by popping out right in the middle of the infield to Julian Hunt. And Tabor ready with the first pitch in the dirt for ball 1.
There you go, right here, Tabor on, babe.
And the pitch from Tabor misses low, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Tabor so far, no walks, no strikeouts, no runs on 2 hits through 2 1/3. And brings in a good fastball, fouled back by Schrog. It's 2-1. I was told before the game, Carter Hahn, his ankle healing up nicely, may actually make a start middle of the week for the Pipeliners. Schrog took low. It's 3-1. Remember, he had that badly sprained ankle here about a week ago now. 3-1. And Tabor goes off speed and gets Schrog to chase it. It's 3-2. Tabor ready. Payoff pitch. Breaking pitch, low and away, ball 4.
Pipeline players will make their way through the stands during the 3rd inning to sell chances to win.
1 out walk to Schrog, bringing up Jesus Rojas. Rojas doubled in the 1st inning and was stranded at 2nd. As Tabor stranded a runner at 2nd.
Now batting is 3rd baseman Jesus Rojas.
And at 3rd in the 2nd inning. Schrog does have 7 steals and has been caught just once. He leads the team in stolen bases. First pitch is low to Rojas, ball 1.
Here you go, right here. Right here, Saber, home base.
Getting the shadows to encroach out now a little bit on the infield, just creeping into the outfield. Tabor checks the runner over at first. Certainly getting the sun down on the horizon will be a welcome sight today. Very warm down on the field. 1-0 outside corner strike. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Following Rojas will be Grant Lung. Top of the 3rd, runner at first, 1 away. It's 1-0 McPherson. Tabor fires in and doesn't get the call. 2-1 the count. Tabor does use kind of an abbreviated, more of a slide step when there is a good base runner on first. Breaking pitch, hit high in the air to left. Selko's going to have room and makes the catch. Back to first goes Adam Schrog, and there's 2 away for Grant Lung.
Now batting second baseman Grant Lung.
Lung is 0 for 1 with a fly out to center field. He was the 2nd out of the 1st inning.
Hey, right here. Right here.
And Lung finally settles in. Tabor to the plate. This one well hit to right, but it's holding up nicely for Eshelman. He makes the catch, and that's going to retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. Identical first 3 innings at the plate for the Mud Daubers. We head to the bottom of the 3rd. 1-0 McPherson. We're here live at Edward Jones Stadium and the Williams Press Box tonight for the Pipeliners and the Mud Daubers. Again, we wanted to say a big thank you to a bunch of the sponsors: Home State Bank, People's State Bank and Trust, Williams, Edward Jones, Cheatham Construction, also Hop Sound, Central Plastics, Hometown Motors, Dottie's Wine and Spirits, Four Season Realtors, Domino's, Art Letter Design and Print, Industrial Electric Company, all great sponsors this season for the McPherson Pipeliners. Also 365 Sports Complex, Great Plains Federal Credit Union, Farmers Insurance, Asinal, Mower Medic, the Field House, First Street Liquor, the Stone Chimney, A5 Western, all have been great sponsors, along with Central States Marketing and Manufacturing and MBI Pipeline Construction and Services. All our sponsors this season for the McPherson Pipeliners. As we go into the bottom of the 3rd, it's the 9-1 and 2 hitters for McPherson. Chris Sanchez, Daniel Arroyo, then Julian Hunt. Sanchez comes in hitting .308 as he takes low ball 1, playing in his 11th game. Sanchez does have 3 doubles, and he's knocked in 6. A high chopper to third, backing up and stabbing it is Rojas, and a low throw to first, and Sanchez outruns it. And then on the throw, he'll advance to second. I think I'm going to go single error there. I think Sanchez was there regardless of the throw on the high hopper. And then the second Valley center error on the throw from Rojas.
Now batting designated hitter Daniel Arroyo.
So in a runner in scoring position to start the inning. Back to the top of the lineup to Daniel Arroyo. He popped out to the second baseman Lung in the first inning. As they're thinking maybe bunt on the infield, and Arroyo showed it and takes strike one. As you saw quickly, Rojas at third and Lance at first coming into the edge of the grass. That's where the mind games and the strategy comes into play. Arroyo is going to swing away there, and it's high and in. 1 ball, 1 strike. An infield single for Sanchez, the 4th hit for the Pipeliners. Now the 1-1 to Arroyo pops him up. Second straight time for Arroyo. And it's going to be the same fielder recording the out, the second baseman Lung.
Now batting shortstop, Julian Hunt.
And unable to advance the runner with the first out. Pipeliners will send up Julian Hunt. He grounded out to second. He is 0 for 1. Hunt's going to Ohio Valley University. First pitch from Sherrick. Ground ball to third. This Rojas throw is wild again, goes to the fence. And Sanchez will stop at third and Hunt down to second. A rough inning here for Jesus Rojas. He has committed a couple of errors.
Now batting left fielder, Jake Selko.
And then you're going to get into the middle of the lineup and Jake Selko. Second and third with 1 down. Selko, his first at bat, ended up grounding out to first. And now the Mud Daubers will bring the infield in. Low and away, ball 1. Selko looking for RBI, maybe RBI possibility, 17 and 18 here. The 1-0, he chased the low one. 1 ball, 1 strike. Selko probably, so far this year, maybe the most disciplined batter you've seen for the Pipeliners. He rarely swings at a pitch out of the strike zone. 1-1, low and away, ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. And Selko, both his homers this season have been at his first at-bats in a game. He homered on opening night. A 2-1, breaking pitch outside, ball 3. 3-1, great hitters count. And then you got Tyler Brown in the on-deck circle, who dating back to Wednesday, 6 straight hits and 6 at-bats. Sherrick with the 3-1, gave Selko a good pitch and he drills it into right field. 1 run is in, they're gonna send Hunt, and this throw is just offline and Hunt will score. And Selko does have RBIs number 17 and 18 to make it 3-0 Pipeliners. And boy, those are huge errors in the inning for Valley Center.
Now batting third baseman, Tyler Brown.
Bringing up Tyler Brown. He singled and scored the first run of the game in the second inning. Selko still getting on that protective wrist guard as Brown goes after a low breaking pitch, strike 1. Brown batting out of that open batting stance. He's ready, and that one bounced at the plate. Nice block by Meredith. 1 ball, 1 strike. Brown, a local product, going to Central Christian College. He's a Tiger. And the 1-1 pitch. Breaking pitch outside. It's 2-1. Following Brown will be Kevin Fleischer. Selko at first, 1 away. Bottom of the third, 3-0 Pipeliners. Two one to Brown. He hits it well to left center field. Can anybody get there? No, it's going to get to the wall. Selko is going to stop at third, and Brown continues his torrid pace. He's 2 for 2, and he's got a double here.
Now batting first baseman Kevin Fleischer.
7 straight hits for Tyler Brown. That brings up Kevin Fleischer. Fleischer had an RBI double in the second inning, scoring Tyler Brown, and now you got second and third, and here comes the infield in again for Valley Center. So Sherrick and another jam here in the third. There's one hit high in the air to right center field, and its catch is made by Gertis. That will get Selko home to make it 4-0. And on his way to third on the play is Tyler Brown. So Fleischer's now driven in 2 of the 4 runs.
Ray Lozano.
There's 2 away for Ray Lozano. Lozano singled in the first inning, or excuse me, in the second inning. And Lozano hits one high in the air to right center field. It's going to fall in. Lozano stumbles around first. He'll go back to first with the RBI single, scoring Tyler Brown to make it 5-0 Pipeliners.
Now batting right fielder Aaron Eshelman.
That's going to bring up Aaron Eshelman. We know there's a pitcher ready and now warming up again in the Valley Center bullpen. Eshelman put down a sacrifice bunt in the second. Right now there are 2 away with Lozano at first. Ground ball towards second, slow roller. Lung has it over to first, and that will retire the side, but 8 batters come to the plate for the Pipeliners, and 4 runs scored in the inning on 4 hits, 2 errors, and 1 left. So we head to the 4th. Pipeliners 5, the Mud Daubers 0 from Edward Jones Stadium and the Williams Press Box. You're listening to Pipeliner Baseball on the Ad Astra Sports Network.
Ad Astra Radio is a proud supporter of the McPherson Pipeliners. Locally owned and proud to call Central Kansas home, Ad Astra Radio is your source for local news, weather, and sports content. Online at adastraradio.com and on the Ad Astra Radio app. Kicks Country 106 is McPherson's country station and your source for local news, weather, and sports content. Join Aaron West afternoons on The Drive for your chance to win concert tickets and more. Streaming on the Ad Astra Radio app, today's best country, Kicks Country 106. Ad Astra Radio, your source for award-winning news, weather, and sports coverage. No one covers Central Kansas better. Ad Astra Radio is a proud supporter of the McPherson Pipeliners. Listen to select Pipeliners games online at adastraradio.com and on the Ad Astra Radio app.
Top of the 4th inning, 5-0 McPherson coming up for Valley Center. Going to be the 4, 5, and 6 hitters. Dermot Fritsch, the shortstop, will lead off. He popped out to the shortstop Hunt to end the first inning, and he takes And I think I saw Plunkett signal it was called outside ball 1. The dugout certainly was wondering. Fastball low, 2 balls, 1 strike. Or excuse me, 2 balls, no strikes. Fastball apparently high. It's 3-0. Tabor didn't get the outside corner or the belt high call in this at bat for Fritz. Now he walks him on 4 straight. That one low and away, ball 4. The second walk for
Now
Adam
batting
Tabor.
first baseman Vince Lantz.
And the leadoff man aboard for the Mud Daubers here in the 4th. Bringing up Vince Lantz, the first baseman. Lantz 0 for 1. He grounded out to first. His first plate appearance and takes strike 1. Adam Tabor, of course, the McPherson College product. Been throwing pretty well this summer as he misses outside. It's 1-1. He pitched at Augusta against the Cannons a little over a week ago. 1-1 ground ball towards Sanchez. He's going to tag the runner out, throw to first. Did they get him? And they did. Double play turned by Sanchez. So that's a 4-3 double play. Eliminating
Now
the
batting
leadoff
designated
walk.
hitter Sam Ross.
Even though Fritz tried to slide short of Sanchez, he was still able to reach down and tag him and get Lantz at first. Now it's the DH, Sam Ross. He takes inside ball 1. Ross doubled in the second inning and was stranded at third base. Good fastball evens out the count, 1-1. Now the 1-1 pitch popped up right side. Fleischer battling the sun is going to defer to Sanchez. And Sanchez, I think he thought Fleischer was taking it, and they still do record the third out of the inning. No runs, no hits, and nobody left. So we head to the bottom of the 4th with our score still remaining. McPherson 5, Valley Center nothing. A big thank you for the sponsorship this season from Sam and Natalie Park. Harry Park's parents down in Frisco, Texas. Another charity they wanted us to spotlight, the Omega Project, located at 201 South Chestnut Street here in McPherson. They provide discipleship homes to assist those who are ready to fight through the challenges of dysfunction to be restored to their creative purpose. Weekly activities include church, Bible study, identification of core areas of struggle, and consistent support as residents move toward a healthy life. Basic needs include food, transportation, and skill training. And if you want to donate your time or money to the Omega Project, you can go to omegaprojectks.com or call 620-241-1371.
And leading up the Pipeliners
So the
is catcher Grant
Pipeliners
Plunkett.
will send up Grant Plunkett, Chris Sanchez, and Daniel Arroyo here in the 4th. Pipeliners with the 5-run lead. Starting his 4th inning of work, Chris Sherrick. He's given up 5 runs on 7 hits. Had a little bad luck. So far, 3 errors for Valley Center. Plunkett, first pitch swinging, pulls it foul for strike 1. Plunkett went down swinging to end the 2nd inning. The 1-strike pitch, breaking pitch. Whoa, good pitch. Apparently inside, it's 1-1. It's finally Sherrick getting a little relief out there. The sun has kind of been shaded away on most of the infield now. The 1-1 pitch popped up by Plunkett behind the plate. Is there going to be room? And there was, but the ball ends up falling foul. Meredith gives it a good look. So Plunkett will get another crack at it. The count will be 1-2. Again, Roger Valoria is now the backup catcher for the Pipeliners. He's also on the pitching staff. 1-2, Plunkett takes outside. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Grant thought he was getting the whole night off. He did come in late in the game to catch an inning on Wednesday in that 7-5 victory against the Curve. Well, and there, a little frustration you could see on the mound. Sherrick didn't get the inside corner, and now the count 3 balls, 2 strikes. There's the pitch to Plunkett. Swing and a miss. Plunkett down on strikes for the second time in 2 at-bats.
Second baseman Chris Sanchez.
And for Sherrick, that is his second strikeout. That'll bring up Chris Sanchez. Sanchez had an infield single in the 3rd inning, and he was stranded at third base. Or excuse me, I may not have filled him in. He ended up actually coming around and scoring in that inning. There's one right off the end of the bat towards second. And Lung, a soft toss to first, and there's 2 down.
Now batting designated hitter Daniel Arroyo.
That'll bring to the plate Daniel Arroyo, bases empty, and 2 down in the bottom of the 4th. 5-0 Pipeliners. Arroyo has popped it up twice to the second baseman, Lung. Gonna look to try to get something down a little bit more on a rope. So he takes inside, ball 1. Arroyo out of Kaiser University down in Florida. The 1-0 ground ball in the right field, a base hit for Arroyo. Nice little opposite field single where Daniel Arroyo will get Julian Hunt to the plate.
Julian Hunt.
Hunt is 0 for 2. He grounded to second in the 1st inning, then reached on an error and scored in the 3rd. Action continues in the Dauber bullpen. There's been action since the 2nd inning. They chase Arroyo back to first. Arroyo does have 5 steals. He's been caught once. And with 2 down, maybe not a bad time to think about moving Arroyo. Maybe a little hit and run. Hunt handles the bat very well. And a 3rd straight throw over to first from Sherrick. Finally one to the plate on another low strike call. No balls and 1 strike on Julian Hunt. I think it was Lozano's last at-bat. There was a really low strike call. Hunt's 0-1, just missed it, fouls it back. No balls, 2 strikes. Arroyo at first, 2 down, bottom of the 4th inning. Arroyo goes. Hunt, it was a hit and run, fouls it back. So Arroyo, he is going to take his time moving back to first. Again, that 2-strike count on Julian Hunt. Arroyo out to a decent lead. He was moving last time. He holds this time. Hunt grounds it towards third. Oh, a nice stab by Rojas. And he takes the out at second. And that does retire the side. No runs on one hit and one left. So we head to the fifth with our score remaining. McPherson 5, Valley Center nothing is from Edward Jones Stadium and the Williams Press Box. You're listening to Pipeliner Baseball on the Ad Astra Sports Network.
Ad Astra Radio is a proud supporter of the McPherson Pipeliners. Locally owned and proud to call Central Kansas home, Ad Astra Radio is your source for local news, weather, and sports content. Online at adastraradio.com and on the Ad Astra Radio app.
Top of the fifth inning, 5-0 McPherson. Again, a big thank you out to some of our major sponsors this season. Williams, Edward Jones, Home State Bank, People's Bank and Trust, Cheatham Construction, all amongst some of the major sponsors this season. And again, our game sponsor tonight, John Mansville. We'll have our John Mansville Player of the Game at conclusion. First pitch swinging. It's popped up by Gertis. Middle of the infield. Fleischer takes it for out number one. Gertis now 0 for 2.
Now batting left fielder Cole Embry.
Bringing to the plate Cole Embry, the left fielder. He's 0 for 1 with a ground out to second. Yes, Tabor just waits until Embry gets in, then he'll get on there, and then Embry steps out. Yeah, I'm with Tabor. He took a ton of time getting in there, and he gets in there for a second, then he steps out. Fastball at the knee, strike one. Again, I'm firmly in favor of a rule. Once you get in the box, you're in there till the pitch has been thrown. Line drive over the mid of Hunt into left center field. Might be a double. Lozano brings it in. A stand-up double for Cole Embry. That'll be the third extra base hit
catcher Nathan Meredith
for the Mud Daubers, but yet to crack the scoreboard. And I'll bring up Nathan Meredith, the catcher. Meredith led off the third inning by flying out to Ray Lozano in right field.
Here you go. Right here, bud. Right here, Tabor on bed.
And Tabor to the plate. Went with the breaking pitch, missed low, ball one. And Tabor, that is his third hit allowed. And again, they've all been extra bases. He has walked a pair, but has not surrendered a run. Way upstairs to Meredith, 2 balls, no strikes. Tabor has stranded a runner in every inning. Swing and a miss. 2 balls and 1 strike. I should say stranded a runner in the first 3 innings. He didn't strand one in the 4th. They eliminated a walk with a double play.
There you go.
Now the 2-1 pitch.
Good.
Another fastball swing and a miss. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Following Meredith will be Adam Schrog at the top of the Valley Center lineup. Two pitch, ground ball to Hunt at short, and it caroms off of him into left field, and this may score a run. Selko can't snag it in time, so it's 5-1 and all the way to second. On the first error of the game goes Nathan Meredith.
Hey, you all right? Get another one. Hey, hands are still up. Let's go. Come on. Don't give him nothing free.
So
Now
that
batting
will
third
bring to
baseman
the plate
Jesus Rojas.
That'll bring up Adam Schrog, and then Tabor uncorks a wild pitch. Down to third goes Nathan Meredith.
Hey, stay in there right here.
And the count on Schrog is 1-0. Schrog has popped the second and walked.
One down.
The 1-0 pitch stays high. 2 balls, no strikes. Valley Center on the board. It's 5-1 and another runner 90 feet away. Now it's 5-2, a single to center for Schrog. He drives in Meredith.
It's okay, you got it out the way. Let's go, now let's get a double play. Come on.
That's the
Now batting
first,
third baseman Jesus Rojas.
the first non-extra base hit for the Mud Daubers. And now the batter will be Rojas, who's 1 for 2 with a double, and he's flown to left. Out in left field, tremendous tailgating crowd tonight on a very warm, humid evening. There's a, look like the slider in there for strike 1. Rojas bounced out of the batter's box. I think he thought that pitch was a little high. But the strike was called. Tabor soft tossing over to first. Breaking pitch this time doesn't get the high strike call. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pretty good lead for Schrog at first. There's a chopper foul on another breaking pitch from Adam Tabor, and the count on Jesus Rojas 1-2. Pipeliners got 1 in the second and 4 runs in the third. 2 runs in this inning bring us to our 5-2 score. There's a chopper right off his own foot. That's a dead ball. So the count will stay 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pipeliners have banged out 8 hits and committed 1 error, 4 hits, 3 errors for Valley Center.
Here you go, Tabor, on, babe.
Again, Rojas taking a ton of time out of the box. The pitch on the way from Tabor, breaking pitch fouled off. Rojas's pants in need of a mending job. They're on the left leg, a big old split in them. Schrog out to a better lead. Another breaking pitch lined into right field. That'll put runners at first and second. Valley Center creeping back into
Now batting
things.
second baseman Grant Lung.
And moving into the middle of their lineup, it'll bring up Grant Lung, who has flown to center and flown to right. Right now it is 5-2 Pipeliners. And this one hit into center field. Lozano, a long run, makes the catch. And the runners will hold. It's a big second out for Tabor and the Pipeliners.
Now batting shortstop Dermot Fritch.
I'll bring up Dermot Fritz, who has popped to a short and walked.
Hey, right here,
And Tabor, a big breath and a check a second.
Atta boy.
Swing and a miss, went downstairs with the breaking pitch.
Atta boy.
No balls, 1 strike, 2 down, runners at first and second, top of the 5th inning. Another breaking pitch. This one shot into center field for a base hit. Lozano comes up throwing, and it is not cut off, and then Plunkett can handle it cleanly, and that will get the runner to third. Now it's 5-3, RBI single for Dermott Fritz. Right there is where you should have cut it off and kept the runner at second.
Now batting first baseman Vince Lawrence.
I'll bring up Vince Lawrence, who becomes the 8th batter of the inning. Lawrence has grounded to first and grounded into a 4-3 double play. Tabor fastball is outside, ball 1. Valley Center back within a pair of runs with a runner at third. And it's popped up right side of the infield by Lawrence. Sanchez has a bead on it. Makes the catch for out number 3. 3-run score in the inning on 4 hits, 1 error, 2 left. So as we head to the bottom of the 5th, our score is now McPherson 5 and the Valley Center Mud Daubers 3. Again, our game sponsored tonight by Sam and Natalie Park down in Frisco, Texas, Harry Park's parents. We've been looking at a few of the area charities, and you have the Kids Campus located at 13815 South Main Street here in McPherson. And Kids Campus provides an affordable, safe, and a nurturing daycare so parents can pursue work, education, training, and employment. If you want to find out more about the Kids Campus, you can go to kidscampusmcpherson.com or call 620-241-0723. Again, our upcoming schedule right now, without a sponsor for tomorrow, we will not have the doubleheader for you against the Wellington Heat, scheduled for 6:30 and 8:30 tomorrow. And again, if you could help us out, we have right now about 7 single games and the 2 doubleheaders that we do not have media sponsors for. At this point, we'd be unable to bring you those games the rest of the way. We would just have about 4 broadcasts left. And you can help to a media sponsor, $175 for a doubleheader, or $150 with a declining price per game if you sponsor a single game. Just call or text me at 620-897-7060. Let's try to keep all Pipeliner broadcasts online the rest of the season. Bottom of the 5th inning, and Jake Selko leads off for the Pipeliners. He takes low and away, ball 1. Selko is 1 for 2. He grounded the first in the first inning, had a 2-run single and a run scored in the 3rd inning. And the 1-0 hit high in the air to left. Embry camps out under it, makes the catch, out number 1.
Now batting third baseman Tyler Brown.
That brings up Tyler Brown, who is 2 for 2. Singled and scored in the 2nd, doubled and scored in the 3rd. 7 for his last 7. First pitch is down in the dirt for ball 1. Following Brown will be Kevin Fleischer. And the breaking pitch misses outside. 2 balls, no strikes. In the middle of the lineup, Selko, Brown, Fleischer beat the ball around Wednesday and are doing the same tonight. The 2-0 fouled out of play. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Thanks to Home State Bank as our
game ball sponsor, remember that foul balls can be returned to the concession stand for 50-cent piece from Home State Bank.
As the combination of Selko, Brown, and Fleischer Wednesday night drove in 6. 6 of the 7 runs. Swing and a miss on a low fastball. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Base is empty, 1 away, bottom of the 5th inning, 5-3 McPherson. Daubers just got 3 in the top half of the inning. Oh, fooled him with the breaking pitch, a swing and a miss. For the first time in a while, Tyler Brown is retired on the 3rd strikeout by Chris Sherrick. The base is empty, 2 away. It's Kevin Fleischer. RBI double in the 2nd. Sacrifice fly for a run batted in the 3rd. Sherrick's first pitch gets the low strike call. Sherrick with the 1 strike, and it's hit into center field for a base hit for Fleischer. Stayed back on the breaking pitch and has his 2nd hit.
Now batting center fielder Ray Lozano.
Bringing up the center fielder Ray Lozano, who's also 2 for 2 in the game with a pair of singles, and he's driven in 1. Sherrick's first pitch. Lozano tried to go down the right field line and slices it foul, strike 1. Again, continuous activity for Valley Center in the bullpen, but Sherrick really had just a 1 rocky inning. He's settled in pretty well. One strike is low to Lozano. 1 ball, 1 strike. Following Lozano, if he extends the inning, would be Aaron Eshelman. And that one shattered the bat and it nearly hit Sherrick. Second baseman lung over to first. I mean, 3/4 of the bat is out behind the pitcher's mound. As that retires the side, it's very dangerous. That nearly hit Sherrick. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. So we head on to the 6th inning here at the Edward Jones Stadium and Williams Press Box. 5-3 Pipeliners as you're listening to Pipeliner Baseball on the Ad Astra Sports Network.
Ad Astra Radio is a proud supporter of the McPherson Pipeliners. Locally owned and proud to call Central Kansas home, Ad Astra Radio is your source for local news, weather, and sports content. Online at adastraradio.com and on the Ad Astra Radio app.
Top of the 6th inning, 5-3 McPherson leading Valley Center. Sam Ross, Aaron Gertis, and Cole Embry due up for the Mud Daubers. Ross is 1 for 2 with a double, and he's popped to second. Tabor fires in low, ball 1. 1-0 fastball, low and away, 2 balls, no strikes. So far, Tabor's allowed the 3 runs on 6 hits. Tabor has walked 2. Fastball upstairs, and he's in danger of his third. It's 3-0 to start the inning on the DH, Sam Ross. Fastball at the knees, strike 1. Still a good hitters count. And 3-1, inside corner, strike 2. Count is 3-2 on the opening batter of the top of the 6th inning. And the payoff from Tabor went breaking pitch and a disciplined at bat. Ross takes in the dirt ball 4. The third walk of the game for Adam Tabor to the leadoff man in the 6th. Bringing up Aaron Gertis, who was grounded out and popped out too short. In all 3 Valley Center runs coming in the 5th inning. Fastball fouled back and out of play by Gertis.
Here you go, bud.
Decent lead at first for Ross.
No, no.
One outside, a good pitch from Tabor. It's 1 ball, 1 strike.
Here you go, Tabor, home base.
Ross without a stolen base. It's out to a decent lead. And the 1-1 shot into right field, but there is Eshelman. He's got it for out number 1. Hung up a little bit more than I thought it would. Gave Eshelman time to get underneath it. And there's one away for Cole Embry, the left fielder.
Now batting left fielder Cole Embry.
Embry, 1 for 2. He's grounded to second. He doubled and scored a run in that 3-run 5th inning. And the first pitch on the way. A little blooper. This is going to fall into center field. Stopping at second is Ross. Right off the end of the bat. Worked out well for the Mud Daubers. First and second, one
Now
down
catcher Nathan Meredith.
for Nathan Meredith, your number 9 hitter for the Mud Daubers. He has flown to right. He reached on an error and scored a run in the 5th inning. Now, if there was nobody out, I would certainly think Meredith would be looking to sacrifice here, but with 1 down, I would expect him to swing away. We'll see what the coaching staff wants him to do with 1 out and runners at first and second.
Hey, 1 down. Yes.
Lights are on here in McPherson. Fastball stays upstairs, ball 1. And you have that really unique, that little ray of sun shooting out right onto the pitcher's mound. Right in the face of Tabor right now. And he gets the low strike call. It's 1-1 on Nathan Meredith.
There you go, right here, Tabor, home base.
We could use a little pop-up or a ground ball here if you're Tabor.
Ground ball.
Try to work yourself out of this inning. Keep the lead intact. Fastball fouled back and out of play. Count is 1-2. 5 runs, 9 hits, an error for the Pipeliners. 3 runs, 7 hits, 3 errors for Valley Center.
Here you go, Tabor, home base.
Tabor ready with the 1-2, breaking pitch, Purdy pitch, and there's the delayed strike call, 3. Tabor's got his huge first strikeout of the game.
Now batting right fielder Adam Schrog.
It's going to be hard for me to believe if that one was not called strike 3. It was a delay call. Now there are 2 down for the leadoff man, Adam Schrog, who was 1 for 2 with a walk and an RBI single.
Hey, right here. Close your half. Close your half.
Tabor a check a second. Brings in the first pitch. Kind of went off speed. It's fouled back, strike one.
Here you go. Close your half. Here, Tab. I'm in.
Now the one strike pitch. Breaking pitch. Oh, and it hits Tabor. Everybody's going to be safe. It stays on the infield. Hit him down in the leg somewhere. Which in a way, the way it was hit was probably going to get up the middle for a single and score a run. At least this way you don't allow the run. Now your attention turns to where it hit him. He actually kind of pointed to his elbow. I thought it got him in the leg. It was a quick look. That's going to go as an infield single to load the bases. So a huge at-bat here for both
Now
teams.
batting third baseman Jesus Rojas.
Here in the top of the 6th inning, bases loaded, 2 down. McPherson leading Valley Center 5-3. Rojas is 2 for 3 with a single and a double. Fastball on the outside corner, strike one. Tabor comes set. Now the one strike pitch, breaking pitch fouled right off the end of the bat. That had some really funny English on it. I call that a little pool shot. And it's 0-2. They bring out a few fresh baseballs to the home plate umpire.
There you go. Close your half right here.
Now the 2 strike from Tabor. This is outside.
Here you go, Tabor, on bed.
1 ball, 2 strikes. He got Meredith on the curveball. See if he'll bring it into Rojas. 1-2 pitch. Fastball fouled over A Street.
Here you go, Tabor. Finish your half.
Count holds at 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Win this pitch.
Ross walked. He's at third. Embry and Schrog singled. Embry at second, Schrog at first. Again, the 1-2 to Rojas. Another fastball lined. Foul down the third baseline. Rojas guessed correctly. He got fastball and was just a little out in front of it.
Here you go, Tabor, right here, bud.
Tabor's gone a couple straight fastballs. Now again, the 1-2 breaking pitch, and Rojas fouls it back. Again, the longer those at-bats can continue, tends to favor the batter. And the Pipeliners holding on to a 5-3 lead in the top of the 6th inning as the umpire will kick the plate clean, I guess you want to say. Didn't even bother using the brush. Again, the 1-2, another breaking pitch, slow roller to Brown, and nobody can field it. And it's 5-4. That's just some bad luck. He made a great pitch. And it'll go as an infield single. And a tying run 90 feet away.
You're all right. Here you go.
Now batting second baseman Grant Lung.
Now Grant Lung can have an at-bat to try to put the Mud Daubers on top. He's flown out 3 times to the outfield. Tabor misses low and away, ball 1.
Hey, here you go, right here. Here you go, right here.
Had a bloop single and a couple of infield singles in the inning. Fastball low. 2 balls, no strikes.
Right here. Come on, Tabor.
The hits are now even. And here's one well hit to left center field. Lozano looks up and it's a grand salami. Making it 8-5 Valley Center. Bases clearing homer for Grant Lung. Be his second of the season. After trailing 5-0, the Mud Daubers now lead it 8-5.
Now batting shortstop, Dermot Fritsch.
Bringing up Dermot Fritz. Fritz is 1 for 2 with a walk and a RBI single. He takes inside ball 1. Second straight inning, 8 batters have come to the plate for the Mud Daubers.
Hey, you all right? You all right? Good.
Inside corner, 1 ball, 1 strike. And the 1-1 pitch bounces out in front of the plate. 2 balls, 1 strike. Tabor did not allow a run until the 4th inning. 3 scored, and now 5 have scored here in the 6th. Pitch is outside to Fritz, and it's 3 balls and 1 strike. High ball 4. That's the 4th walk for Adam Tabor. That'll get the 9th batter of the inning to the plate, Vince Lantz. And that might be it for Tabor. And that will do it for Adam Tabor this evening. He gave up 11 hits, and Tabor ended up going 5 2/3 with 1 strikeout and 4 walks. And the runner on first will be his responsibility, as we'll see for the 2nd time this year. Now Fukuda. Fukuda, a mid-season addition. He's going to be a freshman at Kansas City, Kansas Junior College this upcoming school year. He does not show up in the stats. He has pitched 1 game. I'm not sure why he is not in the pitching stats, but as of today, he still didn't show up. So he'll start his warm-up tosses. He'll be facing Vince Lantz when we resume. Again, the upcoming schedule, doubleheader against the Heat here at Edward Jones Stadium tomorrow, listed as 6:30 and 8:30, 7-inning games tomorrow. Home for Park City at 7 on Monday, and home again on the 2nd against the Cannons at 7. And out on the road at the Curve, 7 o'clock on Wednesday before the home 4th of July game against the Clearwater Outlaws, which is a 6:30 start. And again, we'll have to, hopefully by the end of the evening, we can let you know what our upcoming broadcast schedule is, as we're down to media sponsored games, about 4 more we have sponsored that we can cover this year. So again, if you can help us out to be a media sponsor, we've got a couple of doubleheaders, including tomorrow, and 7 single games coming up we need sponsorship for to air them live for you. $175 for a doubleheader, $150 descending price for a single game. If you go multiple games, just give me a call or contact a pipeliner. My number is 620-897-7060. Call or text me at any time. So now Fukuda will come in and pitch to Lantz, who is 0 for 3. Fukuda pops him up first pitch. It goes over top of the press box and out of play, strike 1. The pipeliner bats will have to get busy once again. Now trailing at 8-5. One strike pitch from Bakuda is high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Lance has bounced to first. He's grounded into a 4-3 double play and also has popped out to short. Check swing, taken outside for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Right here now. Right here.
Bakuda, Japanese born, is actually from New Zealand. The 2-1 fouled back by Lance. 2 balls, 2 strikes. He and Kevin Fleischer were the 2 mid-season additions to the roster. The check of the runner at first. The 2-2 pitch with the runner moving is fouled back. The count stays 2-2 on Lance. Fritz this season does have 3 steals. He's been caught once. Bakuda on in relief of Adam Tabor here in the 6th, trying to get that final out. Once again, the 2-2 pitch. Grounded foul. And Ross, the DH, started off the inning with a walk. He is in the on-deck circle. Since then, there has been 4 hits and 1 more walk. The fastball fouled back and out of play. A couple of the hits were infield singles. Kind of the way baseball works out. Sometimes you hit the ball hard and everything is right at the player. You make great plays. Other times you hit it off the end of the bat or a little dribbler and it just works out for a hit. Bakuda to the plate with the runner moving again. Line drive into left. It's going to fall in front of Selko. The runner will stop at second. So officially, the Mud Daubers have batted around.
Now batting designated hitter Sam Ross.
That brings up the DH Sam Ross, who is 1 for 2. He doubled in the 2nd. He ended the 4th inning by popping out to Sanchez at 2nd, and he walked and scored earlier in this inning. Fastball outside part of the plate, strike 1 to Ross. 8-5 Mud Daubers still batting here in the top of the 6th inning. Bakuda with the 1 strike, popped up left side. And it will get over top the press box, strike 2. Again, big crowd on hand tonight. Tons of tailgating out there in left field. All the Pipeliners sprint out to a 5-0 lead after 3, but they've now surrendered that lead here in the 6th. The 2-strike pitch is bouncing on the plate, 1-2 to Ross. He reaches, would then be Aaron Gertis. Bakuda back to the plate, the 1-2 breaking pitch. Well inside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. In the wind blowing out to left once again this evening. 2-2 swing and a miss. And they'll have to throw down the first to record the strikeout, which they do. That will retire the side, but 10 batters come to the plate in the inning, 5 runs score. On 5 hits, there were no errors and 2 left. So we head on to the bottom of the 6th. It's now Valley Center 8, McPherson 5. In the Edward Jones press box. or Edward Jones Stadium here in the Williams Press Box. You're listening to Pipeliner Baseball on the Ad Astra Sports Network.
Kicks Country 106 is McPherson's country station and your source for local news, weather, and sports content. Join Aaron West afternoons on The Drive for your chance to win concert tickets and more. Streaming on the Ad Astra radio app, today's best country, Kicks Country 106.
Fielder Aaron Eshelman.
Aaron Eshelman going to lead off in the bottom of the 6th for McPherson. The Pipeliners for the first time this evening trailing. The Mud Daubers is now 8-5. Eshelman is 0 for 1. He had a sacrifice bunt in the second. He grounded the second in the 3rd inning. Low and away, ball 1. So Sherrick out there for a 6th inning of work. We've seen activity about every inning in that bullpen for Valley Center, but Sherrick still on there. Eshelman takes strike 1. Sherrick ready with the 1-1. Breaking pitch misses outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Again, another arm begins throwing for Valley Center. 2-1 Eshelman well behind the fastball. It's 2-2. It'll be Eshelman, Plunkett, and Sanchez here in the 6th for McPherson. A 2-2 pitch. Inside corner, called strike 3. Strikeout number 4 for Sherrick.
Now batting catcher, Grant Plunkett.
There's one down in the bottom of the 6th for Grant Plunkett, who's had a miserable time against Sherrick, 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. And now he has belted one deep left field. Forget about this. This is clear over the cars. Tailgating in left field, that makes it 8-6. A no-doubter for Grant Plunkett, and on the season, that's his 3rd. So a little frustration, I think, from those first 2 strikeouts against Sherrick.
Now batting second baseman Chris
I guess
Sanchez.
the Pipeliners within a couple, bringing up Sanchez. Sanchez singled and scored in the 3rd. He grounded out the second in the 4th inning. I think all the tailgaters were worried about their vehicles, and I think that cleared them pretty easily out in left field. That one well outside, ball 1 to Sanchez. Following Sanchez will be at the top of the lineup, and Daniel Arroyo. See if that intensifies the activity in the bullpen, which it has. That one well inside to Sanchez. 2 balls, no strikes. That's the 10th hit Bottom of the 6th, I believe, if I saw the number right. Well, nope, I hope that wasn't the right number because I don't have an 8. And that's it. So again, we don't have a name with the number. There is one pitcher on the roster without a number. It could possibly be that pitcher. I've got a Tristan Wood who does not have a number, who is on the roster for Valley Center. That could quite possibly be him. But we're not sure. Again, nobody else with the number 8 shows up in the stats for Valley Center, even amongst your position players.
Now pitching is number 8.
So.
Now batting is designated hitter Daniel Arroyo.
So Arroyo will come up. I said my best guess is it's Tristan Wood. It may be or may not be him. He's on the roster, not listed with a number. Arroyo, first pitch swinging, fouls it back, strike 1. Arroyo is 1 for 3. This one's hit was a single in the 4th inning. And it's now at about as soft a toss as you'll ever see over to first. Sanchez with 1 stolen base. And they're going to throw back behind Sanchez. He's safe at first as Arroyo took outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. One breaking pitches outside, 2 balls, 1 strike. Now Arroyo takes up and in. It's 3-1. Hunt, Selko following Arroyo. Now quick toss trying to catch Sanchez asleep over at first. Arroyo takes low, ball 4. Now a lot of times in this game that has been called a strike. But Arroyo takes the walk, and it's
now
first
batting
and
shortstop,
second
Julian Hunt.
for Julian Hunt. Hunt is 0 for 3. He's grounded out the second, reached on an error and scored a run and grounded into inning-ending fielder's choice. Stepping off momentarily was the pitcher. Now the first pitch to Hunt is outside, ball 1. The Pipeliners trailing by 2, first and second, 1 down, bottom of the 6th. The 1-0 to Hunt. Fastball in there, 1 ball, 1 strike. Check of the runner. Now the 1-1. Outside, ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. The 2-1 to Hunt. Now there is that low strike call. Well, it's been inconsistent down in that area. It's 2-2 to Julian Hunt. Sanchez and Arroyo both walking. It's your runners at first and second after Plunkett hit a one-out solo homer. Oh, and another. That is very low. That's strike 3 called. And Hunt down looking for the second out of the inning. That's
Now
just
batting
not
left
a
fielder, Jake
strike.
Selko.
And it'll bring up Jake Selko. Selko this evening 1 for 3. He's got an RBI single that came in the third inning. Selko takes inside corner, and he's got an odd look on his face. Strike 1. I think he felt like that was inside. Valley Center playing very deep and behind the runners. Breaking pitch is low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Again, it's 8-6 deficit for the Pipeliners here in the bottom of the 6th inning. First and second, 2 away. And the 1-1 as Selko asks for time. As the pitcher is taking quite a while. We apologize. We're trying to see if we can get somebody down to the dugout, find out who the pitcher is in the game right now for Valley Center. Selko takes high. 2 balls, 1 strike. If Selko reaches safely, it'd then be Tyler Brown. Brown has been on a tear as of late. He was retired for the first time in his last at bat. Selko got a fastball and fouled it back. 2 balls, 2 strikes. One in the second, 4 in the third for the Pipeliners, and then 1 so far in this inning. Valley Center got 3 in the 5th, 5 in the 6th inning. Now the 2-2 pitch in the dirt, and runners will advance on the wild pitch. Now a base hit could tie things up, and it was the one number we didn't have. The pitcher is Tristan Wood. He did not have a number in the stats we had. First and second, 2 down, and a full count pitch coming to Jake Selko. And he belts one right center field to the wall, and gone! The Selko shot ties it. No, actually, will give the Liners the lead back 9-8. Boy, that was on a rope. And left the park, just clearing in right center field. Selko's 3rd of the year. So what a back and forth game.
Now batting third baseman.
That'll bring up Tyler Brown with 2 down. Now the base is suddenly emptied by Selko. And Selko tonight has driven in 5, which raises his season total to 21. Came in with 16. As Brown, 2 for 3 on the game, a single, a double, and he struck out. Breaking pitch is low for ball 1. 2 of those runs would be charged to Sherrick, so he gave up 7 of the 9. Way high, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Wood trying to settle down. And Brown chased ball 3 on a very high fastball, so they count 2-1 as he fouled it back. We will look at Wood's numbers when we get a chance. It's his 5th appearance, his record 0-1. He had thrown 6 innings coming into the game, had given up 11 runs on just 6 hits. 10 runs were earned. He'd walked 8, struck out 5, and had hit 1. And now Brown had to get a new bat. He's just ready again. The 2-1 popped up right side. Will slice out of play. Now the count 2-2. A couple walks in the inning have certainly hurt Valley Center with a 3-run shot from Selko. Again, the 2-2 to Brown. Breaking pitch up and away, and then now it'll go 3-2 on Brown. That was the count Selko homered on. The payoff to Brown. At the knees, called strike 3. And that will retire the inning. The Pipeliners regain the lead. They score 4 runs in the inning. And they do it on a pair of home runs. And nobody left. So we head on to the 7th. It's now McPherson 9 and the Valley Center Mud Daubers 8. We're here live from the Williams Press Box at Edward Jones Stadium. Big thank you to those 2 sponsors. Some of the other major sponsors have sponsored several games. Home State Bank, People's Bank and Trust, and Cheatham Construction among several of the major sponsors this year. Central Christian Schools, if you haven't been to the concession stand, they are running the concession stand this year, and the food is fantastic. And our media sponsor tonight, for the 3rd game here in about the past week, Sam and Natalie Park, Harry Park's parents down in Frisco, Texas. As we've been looking at some of the charities during their broadcast. The Reuse It Center, located at Highway 56 and the 81 Highway bypass here in McPherson, 620-245-0122. They provide location and organization to recycle construction materials to benefit charities and organizations. This will impact low-income and elderly who qualify for assistance. A lot of those materials go to places such as Habitat for Humanity. So what a great project that is. Again, Reuse It Center located there at the 4-way stop at Highway 56 and at the 81 Highway bypass. So there's some of the great charities. And again, we'll talk about our need for more media sponsors. Got quite a few games coming up that we won't be able to cover unless we can grab some new media sponsors for the rest of the season. We'd love to bring you all the rest of this great action, which you're seeing tonight. 9-8 as we start the 7th. The Pipeliners lead it. Now Fukuda. Now the pitcher. Strike 1 to Gertis. Excuse me. I wanted to say Geddes. Gertis is 0 for 3. Fukuda misses low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Fukuda came on in the 6th inning for Adam Tabor. And here's a high fly to center. Lozano right underneath it, has it for out number 1. I'll bring up Cole Embry, the left fielder.
Now batting left fielder, Cole Embry.
Embry 2 for 3. He's grounded to second, doubled and singled. He has scored twice. As Tabor ended up giving up 8 runs on 11 hits this evening in 5 2/3. And then your starter, Sherrick for Valley Center. It's Fukuda misses outside to Embry for ball one. Sherrick went 5 1/3. He gave up 7 runs on 10 hits. Fastball at the knees. Strike one to Embry. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Right here, bud.
Foul tipped and caught. Another good fastball. That one on the inner part of the plate to the lefty Embry, and it's 1-2. More activity down in the bullpen for Valley Center. As the off-speed pitch stays up and away from Embry. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Again, the wind blowing out to left. Huge tailgating crowd. Fastball below the knees, swing and a miss. And Fukuda's got his first strikeout. And there's 2 down here in the top of the 7th. And that'll bring up Nathan Meredith. Meredith 0 for 3. He's been on base once. It was in the 5th inning. He reached on an error and scored. Fastball in the outer part of the plate, strike one.
Right here. Come now. Way to get ahead. Here you go now.
Fukuda ready with the 1 strike pitch. Breaking pitch in there, strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes. Went with the curveball.
Let's go right here. Right here now.
And Fukuda looking for a 1-2-3 inning and get the Pipeliners back to the plate.
Here you go now.
The 0-2 fastball fouled back. Hits are even at 11. 3 errors for Valley Center, 1 for McPherson, and it's 9-8 Pipeliners.
Here you go now.
Again, the 2 strike from Fukuda. Breaking pitch, chop foul in the batter's box. Fukuda again looking for back-to-back strikeouts. That breaking pitch bounces off the plate, and the count to Meredith is 1-2. Meredith reaches, then be the top of the lineup, and Adam Schrog. Actually, Fukuda does have 2 strikeouts. That's how he got the final out of the 6th inning, was on the strikeout. Fastball up and in, little chin music there for Meredith. It's 2-2. Of course, it's hard to tell right now where the batter's box is. Those chalk lines are completely gone. 2-2, foul back and out of play. So it'd be a really difficult, unless it was blatantly obvious, for the umpire to call a batter out of the batter's box unless he steps clear out onto the plate. And again, the 2-2 pitch stays high. Good at bat here for Meredith. He's battled from 0-2 down back to a full count. Base is empty, 2 away, and we're in the top of the 7th. 9-8 McPherson. Payoff pitch, outside corner, and they punch him out. Strike 3. Fukuda retires the Mud Daubers in order, and we head to the 7th inning stretch here at Edward Jones Stadium from the Williams press box. McPherson 9, Valley Center 8. You're listening to Pipeliner Baseball on the Ad Astra Sports Network.
Ad Astra Radio is a proud supporter of the McPherson Pipeliners. Locally owned and proud to call Central Kansas home, Ad Astra Radio is your source for local news, weather, and sports content. Online at adastraradio.com and on the Ad Astra Radio app. Kicks Country 106 is McPherson's country station and your source for local news, weather, and sports content. Join Aaron West afternoons on The Drive for your chance to win concert tickets and more. Streaming on the Ad Astra Radio app, today's best country, Kicks Country 106. Ad Astra Radio, your source for award-winning news, weather, and sports coverage. No one covers Central Kansas better. Ad Astra Radio is a proud supporter of the McPherson Pipeliners. Listen to select Pipeliners games online at adastraradio.com and on the Ad Astra Radio app.
Seventh inning stretch here in McPherson.
Kevin Fleischer.
And the Pipeliners lead it by 1. Coming to bat, Kevin Fleischer, Ray Lozano, and Aaron Eshelman. Fleischer is 2 for 2. First pitch is fouled back, strike 1. Fleischer had an RBI double in the second, sac fly RBI in the third, and a single in the fifth. Tristan Wood on for his first full inning of work. He came in relief in the last inning, gave up the 3-run homer to Jake Selko. Breaking pitch in the dirt to Fleischer. 1 ball, 1 strike. And Wood ready with the 1-1. And yes, I thought he must have ticked the bat. I heard something. So that is a kind of a check swing foul, and they count 1-2. And Wood with the 1-2 pitch way outside to the backstop. It's 2-2. 5-0 after 3 innings. McPherson led it, and then McPherson trailed after the 6th inning. They're heading into the 7th by a score of 8-5, and now they've come back to lead at 9-8. As Fleischer fouls off another pitch, and the count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes. Breaking pitch stays high, and Fleischer has worked the count full. Now the payoff pitch on the way. High chopper up the middle. This is going to be trouble for whoever gets it. And I think, did that pull him off? Yes, it did. The throw from Fritsch pulled him off. They're going to put that up as an infield single.
Now batting center fielder Ray Lozano.
You can lose your life, but it's gonna keep going.
Bring up Ray Lozano. Lozano 2 for 3. Now they're going to go talk to Lozano. An interesting decision. Fleischer is going to come out of the game. Right, Yakovich is going to run for Kevin Fleischer.
Frank Yakovich in to pinch run for Kevin Fleischer.
So Fleischer done for the evening. So you won't have his bat in the lineup. First pitch to Lozano, high and away, ball 1. Ray again with 2 singles. He's driven in 1 and is 2 for 3. They throw over to first. Check on Yakovich. Probably what you'll see is Selko will probably come in from left
and play first, and you'll probably see Yakovich go out to left when the Pipeliners take the field in the 8th. As Lozano takes a strike, it's 1 ball, 1 strike. If you're used to watching collegiate ball here in Kansas, there's none of the re-enter rules that they use during the college season here in the summer leagues. 1-1, Lozano takes high and away, and Yakovich just back. They threw down to first. The count on Lozano is 2-1. Eshelman will follow Lozano. Runner at first to lead off the inning here in the bottom of the 7th. Lozano takes low, 3 balls, 1 strike. Valley Center getting a pitcher ready if needed. (3-1) at the knees. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Yakovich out to a decent lead, and they'll throw over again. So now Wood will concentrate on Lozano. The payoff outside, ball 4. Now Wood issues his second walk, and I think also has faced his last batter. Going to go back to the bullpen as Wood will just go 2/3. He gave up a couple of hits, and so far he has surrendered 2 runs. Both runners will be his responsibility. 1 strikeout and 2 walks. So hopefully we'll have an aim with the number this time. Again, the Pipeliners playing at the Wellington Heat tomorrow here at Edward Jones Stadium, doubleheader. Starting at 6:30 tomorrow. Still in need of a sponsor for that game for us to be able to air that tomorrow. Just $175 for that game if you could help us out. And again, when Valley Center comes back to town on the 13th, another doubleheader we currently do not have covered. So if you could help us out with either of those double headers or any of the single games upcoming, we have just about 4 more broadcasts we can bring you with our current sponsorship. We'd love to get you those other games that are out there, 7 single games and a couple of double headers. And single games start at $150 and decrease with each game you would choose to sponsor. If you're a fan, parent, business, that you can help us out and get the rest of this exciting action of Pipeliner baseball live on the air, contact any of the Pipeliner staff if you're out at a game, or you can call me directly, Scott Hogan, at 620-897-7060, or you can text me as well. Still trying to get a number here for your pitcher. He hasn't quite got turned far enough. Okay, there we go. He finally did. And the new pitcher is Justin Holt.
Now pitching is number 10, Justin Holt.
So Aaron Eshelman will be the batter.
Right fielder Aaron Eshelman.
Eshelman looking for his first hit of the game. He's got a sacrifice bunt. And he swings right over top of the first pitch, strike 1. For Holt, this is his 4th appearance. He's thrown 3 innings on the season. But Daubers thinking bunt. Now Eshelman will show it. And puts down a nice one down the third baseline. His only throw is first. And Eshelman's safe. The ball was dropped, but I think he was in front of the throw as well, so I think that'll go down as a bunt hit for Eshelman. And that's going to load the bases with nobody down.
Now batting catcher Grant Plunkett.
Bringing up Grant Plunkett, who struck out his first 2 at-bats against Sherrick, and then a thunderous home run to lead off, or actually with 1 down in the 6th, his 3rd of the year. Which cleared actually all of the cars parked out behind the left field wall very easily as Plunkett takes the breaker from Holt, down and away, ball 1. Holt has allowed 4 runs on 6 hits, all earned in 3 innings pitched. Plunkett got way out in front, pulls it a mile out of play for strike 1. It's 1-1. Holt has walked 3, struck out 3 in his 3 innings of work. Golden opportunity to stretch the lead for the Pipeliners. Bottom of the 7th, bases loaded, nobody down. Plunkett takes up and away, 2 balls, 1 strike. He'll be followed by Chris Sanchez, then the top of the lineup, Daniel Arroyo. Two, 1 inside, 3 balls, 1 strike. And now Holt gonna have to bring something in. He can't walk Plunkett without surrendering a run. Plunkett does lead the team in walks. And the 3-1 is high, ball 4. That makes it a 10-8 game. Give Plunkett his 2nd RBI of the game.
Now batting second baseman Chris Sanchez.
Bases remain loaded for Chris Sanchez. Sanchez 1 for 2 with a single, a walk, and he scored twice. The first pitch on the way. And did that hit him? It did. It's now 11-8. Sanchez gets an RBI for being hit with the bases loaded. And that will close the book on Tristan Wood. He allowed 4.
Now batting the designated hitter Daniel Arroyo.
Back to the top to Daniel Arroyo. Arroyo 1 for 3 with a single and a walk. First pitch from Holt. That nearly hit him. Ball 1. So Holt having some issues here since he come in. He walked Plunkett and for giving up the bunt to Eshelman. Now he fires in strike 1. It's 1-1. And the bunt single from Eshelman, then he walked Plunkett and hit Sanchez. The 1-1 pitch. Low and is a wild pitch, and that's going to make it a 12-8 game. Eshelman comes home. And the runners now at 2nd and 3rd. Which also takes the double play on a ground ball out of the equation. So Valley Center, really no choice here. They're going to bring the infield in. Arroyo can expect to see, or should see, a pretty good pitch. And it misses low, 3-1. Be Julian Hunt, then Jake Selko following Arroyo. Three 3-1 to Arroyo. Inside ball 4, that's going to load him up again. It's the second walk issued by Holt.
Julian Hunt.
Right now there's nobody throwing in the bullpen for Valley Center. Wouldn't you like to see the bases still loaded when Selko comes up here as he's in the on-deck circle? And Les Hunt could clear him right here. He just might have. He hits one high and deep to center. It's going to hold up. Catch is made by Gertis. And then both runners will move up. So give Hunt the RBI on the sac fly. It's 13-8. Got just a little bit under it for it to leave the park.
Now batting left fielder Jake Selko.
Bring up Jake Selko. He had a 2-run single in the 3rd inning. And then he hit the big 3-run homer in the 6th to put the Pipeliners back on top after they trailed 8-5. Selko takes low, ball 1. As this is going to be an increasingly difficult decision at the end of the game on player of the game. We've got a ton of choices right now. Holt ready, the 1-0 to Selko. Got a good pitch and fouls it out of play. Strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Here you go. Here you go, right here.
Holt, the 3rd Mud Dauber pitcher used. 1-1 is outside to Jake Selko. 2 balls, 1 strike with Tyler Brown waiting in the on-deck circle. Selko is the 8th batter in the bottom of the 7th. Infield again is in. Selko pops it up. Is this going to stay in play for the catcher? And the pitcher overruns it. It did fall foul for strike 2, so Selko's going to get another crack at it. There's that kind of a big miscue there by the Mud Daubers. That very well could have been the 2nd out of the inning. Instead, you're going to give Selko another look at it. So far, 4 runs have crossed the plate in the inning. Again, the 2-2 to Selko. Tried to go down the left field line and fouls it out of play. Again, as most teams have this year, the right fielder against the Pipeliners is playing way over into right center field. Once again, the 2-2 on the way to Selko. Stays high, 3 balls, 2 strikes. In the infield is in. The payoff to Selko is low, ball 4. That's going to load the bases up for Tyler Brown. And
Now batting 3rd baseman Tyler Brown.
Holt has hit 3, or has walked 3 and hit 1 since he came into the game. And he is the 9th batter of the inning, is Tyler Brown. And Frank Yakovich, who ran for Fleischer, moves to the on-deck circle. Brown, ground ball into left field. That'll score at least 1. They're going to send, now they'll hold him. Arroyo scampers back to 3rd. So give Tyler Brown an RBI single to make it 14-8. So the bases remain loaded.
Now batting 1st baseman Frank Yakovich.
Bringing up Frank Yakovich. Again, he ran for Fleischer when Fleischer reached on an infield single to start the inning. Now a pitch doesn't get far enough away from the catcher Meredith to move Arroyo home, so it's 1-0 on Yakovich. Yakovich comes in hitting 179. Does have a double He has driven in 3. Bases loaded, 1 down, bottom of the 7th. Outside, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes.
Go back, kick.
2-0, Yankovic, and he got hit by the pitch, so that makes it 15-8. And now we'll finally see some more action. I'm surprised it took this long.
Now batting center fielder Ray Lozano.
You can lose your life, but it gon' keep going.
The bases remain loaded for Lozano. Lozano so far has walked, has a pair of singles. He's driven in 1 and is 2 for 3 in the game. Up and into Lozano, ball 1. It's become so far a 6-run inning for the Pipeliners. And out in front of it, Lozano fouls it off. Becomes a 1-1 count. Lozano is the 11th batter of the inning. And the breaking pitch in there, strike 2 to Ray Lozano. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Following Lozano will be Aaron Eshelman. And just inside Lozano, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Lozano ready, the 2-2 on the way from Holt. Bounces at the plate. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And they're still just 1 down. Now you get into a situation, if the Pipeliners could roll this up, they could possibly end the game in this inning. There's a chopper, and that's going to be foul down the third baseline. Now 2 players warming in the bullpen for Valley Center. As you could imagine, everything quiet in the bullpen for McPherson. Fukuda throwing well right now. Swing and a miss from Lozano. That'll be the 2nd out of the inning.
Now
First
batting right
strikeout
fielder
for
Aaron
Justin
Eshelman.
Holt. Bringing up Aaron Eshelman. Eshelman is 1 for 3. He's got a sacrifice and a bunt single, also a run scored. And he hits one high in the air to center. Looks like there's going to be just enough room at the warning track. Gertis makes the catch. And Eshelman is retired for the 3rd out of the inning, but in the inning, a 6 runs score.
Tell Clyden to come up here. Is Clyden playing?
And they score, it looks like, on 3 hits. There were no errors. And the bases were left loaded. So we head to the 8th. It's now McPherson 15 and Valley Center 8. It's here at the Edward Jones Stadium and the Williams Press Box. You are listening to Pipeliner Baseball on the Ad Astra Sports Network.
Ad Astra Radio is a proud supporter of the McPherson Pipeliners. Locally owned and proud to call Central Kansas home, Ad Astra Radio is your source for local news, weather, and sports content. Online at adastraradio.com and on the Ad Astra Radio app.
Adam Schrog will lead off the top of the 8th as Ray Lozano now on the mound for the Pipeliners. And he fired in a strike 1 to Adam Schrog. Now it's 1-1 in the dirt. We're playing a little catch up. Lots of changes made. Gonna have to add up Fukuda's pitching numbers as he went an inning and a third. Popped up behind the plate. Plunkett trying to get a beat on it. Still holding on to his mask. He makes the catch for out number 1. Schrog did have a couple of walks and a single.
Now batting third baseman Jesus Rojas.
He becomes the first out here in the top of the 8th, bringing up Jesus Rojas. Rojas 3 for 4. Pair of singles, an RBI, and a double. Zano fastball misses high, ball 1. And again, high from Lozano. 2 balls and no strikes. Calling Rojas will be Grant Lung. Lozano making his 10th appearance on the mound this year. He's thrown 9 innings to this point. Strike 1 on the outside corner to Rojas. He threw an inning and 2/3 Wednesday night in the win at the Curve. Selko came in and got the save in the 9th. The ground ball, Arroyo backhands it at third. Fires to first. Brown just off the bag will tag of Rojas. And that will be the second out of the inning as Arroyo is at third. Brown's over to first. Selko out of the game.
Now batting second baseman Grant Lung.
And as that brought Clyden in the left, Ueda is now in center with Lozano pitching. So base is empty, 2 down for Grant Lung, who's 1 for 4. In the 6th inning, he gave the Mud Daubers the lead with a grand slam. At that point, as we headed to the bottom of the 6th, it was 8-5 Mud Daubers. Strike 1 into Lung. But the Pipeliners got 4 back to grab a 9-8 lead, then they got 6 in the home half of the 7th. Fastball a little up and away to Lung. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the 1-1 pitch fouled back, and it's 1-2. So Fukuda went an inning and a third, no runs, no hits, and he struck out 4. And making a very good second appearance of the season. They could really use Fukuda in middle relief. Now the 1-2 fouled off left side, and the count stays at 1-2. I think we've got you all the changes that have been made, so that means you won't have a Fleischer or Selko in your batting lineup for the rest of the game.
Right here.
Again, the 1-2 from Lozano. This one is pulled foul over into the Valley Center bullpen.
Here you go, 2-4 on, baby. On, right. Put him away. Right here, boy. Put him away, baby. Right here.
And the Pipeliners looking to even out the season series to 1 game apiece. We had that strange and really unfortunate first game with the really bad broken ankle for Tyler Seabolt for the Mud Daubers in the 3rd inning of that game, which ended up being a forfeit win for Valley Center. Another one pulled foul. That's right at the pitcher in the bullpen who's diving for cover. It might be the catcher down there, and he just about got taken out on that little hook shot from Lung.
There you go, right here, buddy.
Lozano again with another 1-2 pitch. Another pop up. This one, there might be room. Long run for Eshelman. He can't get there. Neither can Brown from first. So it'll fall in foul territory. And the count will stay at 1-2. The 15 runs for the Pipeliners are on 14 hits. They've committed 1 error. 8 runs, 11 hits, 3 errors for Valley Center. It seems like the count on Lung has been 1-2 for quite some time. He just keeps fouling off pitches, which he does again.
Here you go, Ray. Here you go, bud.
So Lozano, with his 10th appearance, is the second most used pitcher behind Austin Gents, who has made 11 appearances.
Here you go, bud. Here you go, Ray. Come on.
Once again, another 1-2 pitch. This one grounded towards Sanchez. He's got it down to first, and the Pipeliners are retired by Lozano in order. And we head on to the bottom of the 8th. And our score remains Pipeliners 15 and the Mud Daubers 8 from Edward Jones Stadium and the Williams Press Box. You are listening to Pipeliner Baseball on the Ad Astra Sports Network.
Kicks Country 106 is McPherson's country station and your source for local news, weather, and sports content. Join Aaron West afternoons on The Drive for your chance to win concert tickets and more. Streaming on the Ad Astra radio app, today's best country, Kicks Country 106.
Grant Plunkett will lead off the bottom of the 8th, and we apologize again, a pitcher with a number we have no name for. It's 37, the 4th pitcher of the game for Valley Center. As Plunkett takes low ball 1. Plunkett has a solo homer, an RBI walk, and a pair of strikeouts, so officially 1 for 3. Shoots one towards center field, and it's going to fall in front of Gertis.
Now batting second baseman Chris Sanchez.
It'll bring up Chris Sanchez. Sanchez has a walk. He's been hit by a pitch with the bases loaded, so he got a run batted in, and he's singled. He's scored 3 times. Pitch in the dirt, ball 1. So Holt ended up going an inning for the Mud Daubers. He gave up 4 runs on 2 hits. He hit 1, walked 3, and struck out 1. Outside to Sanchez, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Following Sanchez will be the top of the lineup, Daniel Arroyo, then Julian Hunt. Again, Pipeliners looking to win their 2nd straight. Sanchez takes low in the count, 3 balls, no strikes. Also an important game in the South Central standings. Mac is 5-8 coming in. And Valley Center was 6-9 as Sanchez takes a 4-pitch walk. Next pitch runner is at first and second, nobody down, back to the top of the lineup.
Now batting third baseman Daniel Arroyo.
Should bring up Arroyo. Arroyo with a pair of walks and a single. He's 1 for 3. He scored twice. Fastball misses low, ball 1. As the new pitcher, much like the previous one in the last inning, is struggling to find the strike zone. Well high to Arroyo, 2 balls, no strikes. It sometimes happens in a game when you're trailing late by 6, 7, 8 runs. You're in the middle of a long stretch of games in a row, so you bring in a pitcher you haven't used as much, and sometimes you have trouble with missing the strike zone, as that one nearly hit Arroyo. And that's 7 straight out of the zone by the current pitcher. And again, we apologize, no name with the number. The 3-0 is a strike to Arroyo. 3 balls, 1 strike. Following Arroyo will be Hunt, and then it won't be Selko. I think that's where Clyden is going to bat. Low, ball 4. The bases are loaded. And it'll bring up Julian Hunt.
Now batting shortstop Julian Hunt.
Hunt is 0 for 4. He reached on an error and scored. He also has a sac fly RBI. 15-8, Pipeliners lead at bottom of the 8th. Bases loaded, nobody down. That pitch is a bell tie strike to Julian Hunt. And a 1-strike pitch. This is low to Hunt. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the Pipeliners, a single run in the second, 4 in the third, 4 more in the 6th, and 6 runs in the 7th. That one right in the backside of Hunt. And he's upset as he goes to first. That makes it 16-8. Hunt will get his 2nd RBI of the game.
Now batting is Josh Clyden.
Again, Josh Clyden hitting for Selko. Clyden came in with all the changes that we saw at the end of the 7th. There's a chopper foul on the third baseline. No balls and 1 strike. Again, we'll have our John Mansville Player of the Game at the conclusion of our game. And boy, right now I'm not sure. Got a lot of choices in this game for the Pipeliners. There's a wild pitch. And coming in safely is Sanchez. And that'll make it a 17-8 game, and the game-ending run is at 3rd. Due to the 10-run after 7 rule. That's a 1-1 count on Clyden. Infield must come in for the Mud Daubers. They have to come home on anything in play. Clyden fouls it back and out of play, and the count 1-2. You got good speed at third, so if Clyden can get a medium depth fly ball, that could end the game as well. Now the 1-2 pitch to Josh Clyden. Line drive to center. Arroyo back, tags, and he'll go home, and it was a good throw, and then it got by the catcher, but it's backed up by the pitcher nicely. It was a good decision by Arroyo to not go home. The throw would have easily been in time. You don't know that it's going to carry him past the catcher like that. So Clyden lines out to center for out number 1.
Now batting first baseman Tyler Brown.
That'll bring up Tyler Brown, who is 3 for 5. Brown with a pair of singles and a double. He's driven in 1. So the infield stays in, hoping for a chance to get out of the inning. Brown takes up and in, ball 1. Again, 17-8 Pipeliners, bottom of the 8th, second and third, 1 down. The winning run at third is Daniel Arroyo. Pitcher shaking off a couple of signs. Now the 1-0 popped up middle of the infield. Shortstop makes the catch, out number 2. And now we'll bring up Frank Yakovich. I think. No, this is where Ueda
now
came
batting
in.
Jared Ueda.
You know I called ya. I'm looking for Piave, but I know you.
Jared Ueda in the spot where Fleischer then Yakovich was. Second and third, 2 down. Ueda takes outside, ball 1. Arroyo was a third of the way down the baseline at one point, trying to distract the pitcher. Now 1-0 to Ueda. Grounds it foul down first baseline. 1 ball and 1 strike. If Ueda would walk, it would then be Ray Lozano, we believe, although he's on the mound, he might not hit now. One to Ueda is blocked by Meredith down in the dirt. 2 balls, 1 strike. Again, when we do get to our post game, I'll have our John Mansville Player of the Game, your final numbers, and a look ahead and give you an idea of what our upcoming broadcast schedule might look like. And Ueda takes low, ball 3. It's 3-1. We'll have all that and more. Will we play the top of the 9th, or will it end here? 3-1 to Ueda, and he takes strike 2. So Ueda will see a full count offering coming. Here's the payoff to Ueda. Line drive to center, and it's caught. So we are going to head to the 9th inning. 2 runs score in the inning. And they score on, looks like just one hit in the inning. No errors and 2 left. So we head to the 9th, McPherson 17 and Valley Center 8 from Edward Jones Stadium here in the Williams Press Box. This is Pipeliner Baseball on the Ad Astra Sports Network.
Kicks Country 106 is McPherson's country station and your source for local news, weather, and sports content. Join Aaron West afternoons on The Drive for your chance to win concert tickets and more. Streaming on the Ad Astra radio app, today's best country, Kicks Country 106.
Leading off, shortstop Dermot Fritsch.
Well, Ray Lozano on for the 9th. The Pipeliners lead at 17-8. Dermot Fritz will step in and he takes high ball 1. Fritz 1 for 4, excuse me. Fritz is 1 for 2 as he swings and misses. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Pair of walks and an RBI single for Fritz. That RBI single came in the 5th inning. And Lozano on for his 2nd inning of work. As that was strike 2 on the outside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Breaking pitch grounded into right field for a base hit. So a leadoff single to start the 9th for Fritz.
Now batting first baseman Vince Lantz.
That'll bring up Vince Lantz. Lantz is 1 for 4. He had a 6th inning single for his lone hit. First pitch swinging, fouls it back, strike 1. And Lozano, the 3rd pitcher used for McPherson tonight. There's a little blooper towards center field. That's going to fall in. On his way to 3rd goes Fritz. So the inning starts with back-to-back singles. Gonna bring up the DH.
Now batting designated hitter Sam Ross.
No, it will not be. And they're going to pinch hit for Ross with Thomas Kapelonic.
Now batting is number 34, Thomas Kapelonic.
Kapelonic hitting in the DH spot. Look at his numbers if we get a chance. First pitch from Lozano, strike at the knees. Kapelonic hitting an even 200. He's got a double, a triple, and a homer. He's knocked in 6. 1 strike pitch, hit well to left. Now Clydenback makes the catch. That'll get a run home, making it 17-9. Kapelonic will get the RBI on the sac fly, but gives up an out to do it. Which right now Valley Center can't afford, down 8 runs. And now another pinch hitter, Colin Parks.
Now batting number 28, Parks.
First pitch, low fastball, a swing and a miss, strike one. Parks is 0 for 26 on the season. Strike at the knees, and it's a no ball, 2 strike count. I'll double check that. He has 26 at bats, no hits. That's one I have. Lozano with the 2 strike pitch, checks his swing, and it's taken low. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Cole Embry is due up next. It does look like he is in the on deck circle. One, 2, taken low by Parks. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Runner at first, 1 down, top of the 9th. 17-9, McPherson leading. 2-2 is outside. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Lozano had a 1-2-3 8th inning. Now wow, not sure where it missed. And Plunkett's asking as well. And that will be the first walk issued by
Now batting
Lozano.
left fielder Cole Embry.
Put runners at first and second.
Go get you a ground ball right here, Ray. Julian, not so much.
And that'll bring up Cole Embry.
Good.
Embry takes a strike at the knees. 2 for 4 is Embry with a single and a double. He scored twice. Ground ball is going to get into right field, base hit. The runners will move up 1 base. That's going to load the bases. And we'll see,
Now
it will be
catcher,
Nathan Meredith. Meredith 0 for 4. Was on base in the 5th inning. He reached on an error and scored. It's now the 14th hit for the Mud Daubers. The hits are only 1 different. McPherson's got 15. Lozano fires in low, ball 1.
Hey, right here, you're all right, let's go.
Now the 1-0 from Lozano, way high, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Be the top of the lineup next for Valley Center. High ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes. And Lozano's 3-0 inside ball 4. That's a 4-pitch walk. And that makes it 17-10. And give Meredith the RBI.
Now batting right fielder Adam Schrog.
Back to the top 2, Adam Schrog. Who has a pair of singles and a walk. He's 2 for 4 with a run batted in. Had a really nice crowd on hand on a very warm, muggy evening. Fastball fouled back, strike 1. The Pipeliners have only trailed once in the game. They trailed 8-5 going into the bottom of the 6th. They got 4 there, 6th in the 7th, and 2 more in the 8th. 1 strike pitch, fouled back by Schrog. No balls, 2 strikes. Following Schrog will be Jesus Rojas. And the breaking pitch stays up and in. It's 1-2. Fritz and Lantz singled to start the inning. Kapelonik a pinch hit, sac fly, RBI. So another pitch fouled back by Schrog. It stays 1-2. Parks walked, Embry singled to load the bases, and Meredith walked. And again, the 1-2 is low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Lozano taking a long look in at the dugout. Infield playing back, hoping for the ground ball. Try to end the ball game. And the 2-2, low and in, ball 3.
Come on.
It's 3-2, bases loaded, 1 down. Daubers trail it by 7 here in the 9th inning. Another one fouled back by Schrog. Schrog is the 7th batter in the inning. And you're moving into the middle of the lineup, Rojas and Lung.
Here you go, Ray. I'm back. Go in it.
Again, the payoff to Schrog. Line drive to center. Ueda right there makes the catch, and the runner was not tagging. Parks couldn't get back in time, and that's out number 2.
Right here, Ray. Right here. 2 down.
Now batting third baseman Jesus Rojas.
Rojas having a fine game at the plate. He's 3 for 5, a pair of singles and a double. And he has driven in 1 and he scored once. And an infield RBI single in the 6th inning. Lozano fires in high, ball 1. And Tabor went the first 5 2/3 for the Pipeliners.
Good.
Lozano doesn't get the low strike call. It's 2-0. Tabor gave up 11 runs on 8 hits. Really made the one mistake. He gave up the grand slam to Lung in the 6th inning. Lozano strike at the knees, and the count on Rojas 2-1. Then Pacuda went an inning and a third, no runs, no hits. He struck out 4. And there's a little chopper, slowly hit. Hunt can't field it, and I think that'll just go as probably a hit. I don't think there would have been an out recorded how slowly that was hit. So that's going to be an RBI infield single to make it 17-11. Now the hits are even at 15, and the bases remain loaded.
Now batting second baseman Grant Lung.
Grant Lung is 1 for 5. He hit a grand slam in the 6th. And he may have just left yard here, deep to right field, off the top of the wall. 2 runs are in, and Lung will be actually held to a single. Great job. Get Espinoza in the book. Memo has that nasty 2-seamer. He loves the throw, gets great downward movement with it. For Espinoza, his 5th appearance, he's 0-1. He lost that tough loss against the Cannons on the road, 2-1. He's thrown 24 1/3 by far. Almost the most. I guess Hahn has thrown 25 innings, the only pitcher to throw more. Espinoza has given up 27 runs on 26 hits. 21 are earned. That puts his ERA at 7.77. He has walked 16, struck out 21. And he's hit a couple of batters. One, he pops him up, foul territory. Does Plunkett have room? He does. He reaches back, makes the catch. And that will end the ball game as the Mud Daubers made it interesting here in the 9th, a lot more than we thought it was going to be.
Thanks for coming out tonight, folks.
As the Mud Daubers added 4 runs in the
Edward
inning.
Jones Stadium, this is Jason Fish.
How many Lozano allowed? He allowed 5 runs in the inning. And there were 5 hits in the inning. No errors. And on base, there were 2 left. So your final again tonight, 17-13. McPherson knocks off Valley Center. McPherson improves to 8-15. Valley Center falls to 7-17. So stay tuned.